We are exploring wonderful Turkey today. As an intercontinental country, Turkey connects the continents of Asia and Europe. This location between East and West allows the country to create its own unique culture. Let's get to know Turkey better, which is famous for its magnificent beaches, wonderful history and the intersection of many religions. Let's start with a classic. Istanbul is the only pan-continental city in the world situated on two continents. It's the largest city in Turkey with a population of more than 16 million, served as the capital of three empires: Roman, Latin and Ottoman, and has been called by many different names throughout its history such as Byzantium and Constantinople. But it is not the capital city of modern Turkey contrary to popular belief. Turkey's capital today is Ankara, a city located in the middle of the country. Turkey is home to two of the seven wonders of the ancient world. We often assume that the ancient wonders are all in the land of Egypt or Greece, but Turkey has its fair share of it. One of them is the Temple of Artemis, dedicated to the Greek goddess of hunting, also known as Diana in ancient Rome. Today, the temple is located near the ancient city of Ephesus, which is understandably in ruins. The mausoleum of Halicarnassus is an elaborate, magnificent tomb built for a king. Considered one of the seven wonders of the ancient world, the mausoleum is so impressive that the word mausoleum is used for many monumental tombs today. Its ruins can be seen in modern Bodrum. The national sport of Turkey is oil wrestling. No, you heard wrong, I said really oil wrestling. Turkish oil wrestling is one of Turkey's oldest sports and a historic festival that has been held annually since 1346. Two men, covered in oil, wear trousers and wrestle, battling it out in matches that can last for hours to become champions. Santa Claus was technically born in Turkey. Many people think that Santa Claus came from somewhere else such as the north of Europe, but on the contrary, the source and hero of the Santa Claus stories, Saint Nicholas, was technically born in southern Turkish town of Demir. In the past, this area was part of the Roman Empire, and Saint Nicholas was a very important bishop who helped the poor. Saint Nicholas became the patron saint of children and sailors by his miracles and philanthropic activities. Foods to challenge your taste buds. Awful dishes in Turkey. Turkish cuisine is one of the richest cuisines in the world. Awful dishes are also an important part of Turkish cuisine and are loved by Turkish people. In the old days of the Turks, no animal parts were wasted, any kind of meat imaginable was eaten. Most animal parts such as the brain, tripe, the sheep's head or liver, are still widely consumed in today's society in Turkey. If you have never tried eating things like brain salad, tripe soup, grilled intestines or ram testicle before then, you can find plenty of restaurants in Turkey that serve these delicious dishes. You will not find a more adventurous and delicious list than the Turkish offal dishes. Traditional Turkish alcoholic drink is raki, also known as lion's milk. What makes this drink so special for Turkish people? Let's find out. Raki, which has a history of about 1,000 years, is an alcohol made from distilled grapes and anise. The unique scent of anise has a wonderful appeal. Raki is usually drunk with meals in restaurants called taverns. If you happen to be in Turkey one day, don't forget to order a glass of raki with your meal. Apart from its magnificent beaches, Turkey is home to 19 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The Anatolian capital of ancient times, Ephesus is a magnificent metropolis. The ancient city of Troy, also known as the site of the Trojan War mentioned in Homer's Iliad, is one of the most famous archaeological sites in the world. Cappadocia, which offers a magical view of natural volcanic formations called fairy chimneys reaching up to 40 meters into the sky, is one of the most popular natural wonders of the world. Cappadocia became a unique shelter for Christians who fled to Anatolia from the persecution of the Roman Empire in the 2nd century AD, and hundreds of underground cities and churches were established. Erenköy Underground City is an old multi-story underground city, extending to a depth of approximately 85 meters in Nevşehir province of Turkey. It is large enough to house up to 50,000 people, along with animals and food stores. It is the largest excavated underground city in Turkey and is one of the few underground complexes found in Cappadocia. Turkey has one of the world's biggest and oldest malls. If you like to shop locally and buy souvenirs while traveling, the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul, which dates back to 1455, is one of the oldest and largest markets in the world, with 64 streets and 4,000 shops. The talismanic life. The superstition shared by all Turks is the evil eye, the power of negative energy, mainly arises from jealousy or even compliment. To protect themselves from any curse, people wear charms in the shape of an eye which you can find at any Turkish bazaar. If you visiting Turkey, you can see this blue color stone everywhere and ensure your luck continues with one of these trinkets. The belief is that the blue color of the stone has the power to shield from negative energy, and the evil eye is the best-selling souvenir. The capital of cats. Turkey is well known for its stray cats and dogs. There are around 300,000 stray cats and dogs in Istanbul alone. You can see a cat or a dog on almost every street and corner in Istanbul. Free-roaming stray cats and dogs added color to the city and became a symbol. Turkish people are very affectionate towards animals, and most people love stray animals and treat them as their own pets. You can see shelters, food and water provided by people almost everywhere in Istanbul and other cities in Turkey. Feeding stray cats and dogs is like a part of Turkish culture. Recently, however, the keeping of these stray animals in shelters has started to be discussed. Without them, the streets of Istanbul would look a little different. British author Agatha Christie wrote her famous novel, Murder on the Orient Express at Peripolis Hotel in Istanbul. Famous writer Agatha Christie often preferred Peripolis Hotel during her Istanbul travels. Christie, who even had her own dedicated room here, disappeared for 11 days at one point in her life, and a psychic hired after her death said that these 11 lost days were related to Peripolis Hotel. Room 411, where Christie stayed, now awaits visitors, decorated with the author's personal belongings and newspaper clippings. Turkish women got the right to vote and be elected before most Europeans. When it comes to equal rights for women, we might think that progress in human rights and equality would be slow in a predominantly Muslim country, but women in Turkey obtained the right to vote and be elected in 1930, before countries such as France, Portugal, Belgium, and Greece. Are turkeys related to the country of Turkey? For the answer, we have to get to know another bird, the guinea fowl. This bird bears some resemblance to the American turkey. The guinea fowl is actually native to Eastern Africa and was imported to Europe through the Ottoman Empire. For this reason, Europeans identified Turkey with Turks. For example, the British began to call the turkey, turkey cock. Over time, this name was shortened and eventually it was used only as turkey. When settlers in the New World began to send a similar-looking fowl back to Europe, out of familiarity, the name of the turkey remained turkey. So what? We wondered, do the Turks call turkey? The Turkish word for a turkey is Hindi, which literally means Indian. In the end, Turkey must have had enough of this confusion that it recently changed its official name to Turkiye. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe for more.